Aloha, everyone. Welcome to the Aloha Friday show with the Sandwich Islands Social Network. My name is Kamaka Brown, and every week we get a chance to talk with interesting people in our island community. The Sandwich Islands Social Network provides fun, interesting conversations with people, talk about their lives and their journeys. And of course, Sandwich Islands Social Network is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, as you can see right down below. If you'd like to become a sustaining member of the Sandwich Islands Social Network, you can go to the website that you see scrolling right below, and it's coming up right now. It is patreon.com/Sandwich Islands 808. And you can learn about how you can become a sustaining member of the Sandwich Islands Social Network. Tax deductible donations are always accepted. We want to remind our friends that are watching, and in fact, we have our regulars already popping in, so we want to acknowledge it because our Aloha Friday show is a chat-driven interactive show, and my goodness, we already have folks jumping in. There's Kahi'au, and she's saying, "Happy Aloha Friday, everyone." Kahi'au, so good to hear from you. Hope things are going well for you. Kahi'au is one of our front line heroes that work there with the Veterans Hospital in the Valley and in LA, and she is one of our ohana over here. Auntie Hetty and Duha, my reception is very spotty. You're cutting in and out. I don't know how to share that, but other than you may want to maybe log off and try to log back in. Sometimes that works. Check that out if you're having some of the issues as well. And but Auntie Hetty is saying, "Happy Aloha Friday." Thank you, Auntie Hetty. Our love to Uncle Larry as well. And let's see who else. Tim Lopes. What's up, Tim? Thanks for joining us. We love having our friends come on board. Leo is in the house. Watch out, Leo. Aloha keaku, everybody. Long time no smell. Ai, Keo. Um, miss you guys plenty. There goes Leo. Leo, if you ow, then you're not going to smell. So stop it now. Okay. Well, that's our ohana. I just love it when they jump in over here. And there is Tuila. Tuila is saying aloha to all. So big aloha to Tuila and DC, all the way from that is in Huntington Beach, I think, as well. And also Ken Ing, who says, "I'm logging in just fine." I'm glad you're here, Ken. Ken is a Tai Chi practitioner. He is a yoga teacher. Very skilled in Lomi. He has been a massage therapist for more than 30 years, and he's also my cousin. So, Ken, I'm glad you're here because ask some questions, and maybe you'd like to be involved in this event that we're going to be talking about. So I'm glad you're here, cuz going to be really interesting. Awesome. Alrighty, we want to acknowledge all of our ohana that's jumping in here today. And what I want to do, first of all, is to say aloha to my brother Brad Namahoy, Master Brad. Aloha, Brad. Good to see you, my brother.
Aloha. How you doing?
Good, brother. Good. Joining. Yes, thank you for being here. Also, alongside him is Tony Passion. And she is, we're going to be talking with her. And on to Brad's left is Sultry. And we're going to be sharing some things with Sultry. And there is Kelani Akea. Kelani, I've known her since she was just one smoka and keiki like that. And she's grown into a beautiful woman. And I'm so happy that you're on board. And she comes to us all the way in Texas. And so the connection is kind of good. And if you get some power outages, she may disappear, but she says, "Garen's ball bearings, uncle, are going to come back. Even if they knock me off, I'm coming back." That's the Hawaiian. There we go. So, the reason why we're here really is to talk about something that is really special. And I'm really excited about it because, Don Kaokai, a good brother that I've known for a while, and we've done projects together, is one of the sponsors of this festival that's coming up. And he has reasonscenco.com. We're wearing some of his logo. I'm wearing his new hat, the Raja hat with the Reason Cinco logo, as well as the T-shirt. And I think Tony, you're also wearing one of the T's from from Reason Cinco, and brother Don is awesome. So we want to say right up front that if you're looking for good sportswear, headgear, sunglasses, t-shirts, hoodies, all kinds of great stuff, simply go to, as you see on our scroller, reasonsceneco.com. Check it out, and please support a local owned business. They have affiliates in Florida, back home in Hawaii, as well as here in Southern California. So thank you, Don Kaaukai, a managing partner at reasonsceneco.com. Okay, then. So, uh, Brad, I am interested in this logo for the um, festival that I saw, and I wanted to share that with everybody over here, and I want to take a look at this logo here, Brad. So, can you tell us about this festival? Okay, it's I'm really excited about it. I think it's very, very interesting. It's coming to Southern California in October 2021, and it's called the Lapa'au Festival. So, would you speak to that, Brad? Tell us about this Lapa'au Festival, please.
Okay, the old Lapa'au Festival. It's a bunch of healers that we are, as well as martial artists that comes together to bring wellness and health to our community. Things that we learned from our ancestors and that we bring to the people of Southern California. And that's why we're bringing it here and starting it down here. So we are coming out of something that the whole world and the United States, as well as Southern California, is coming out of. And we see that a lot of people need healing and need this. But as coming from also a martial art background, um, the logo that was created with the girls that I have here, and also another one that's off on the side. Her name is Cindy Freeman. She created the logo, and you see the number 3 there. It represents 3 things: the mana'o, which is the mind; the pu'uvai, which is the heart; and the na'au, which is your gut. So your mind tries to make sense of things, of the pain and everything that you're going through. Pu'uvai is your emotion that brings that emotion in, no matter good or bad, but it brings that in, and the gut will always be right 100% of the time, all the time. So sometimes the gut, you got to listen to your gut, like we're told by our ancestors. And so if you look at it, you'll see the infinity sign of the 8. In that 8, you can see the na'au, the wave, where is the pushing and pulling of the hand, of the design of how we have in it. That represents the hana of in our lima, of using that as the lomi, is the pulling and pushing, where we can release a lot of whatever is happening to the people that you're working on. These colors that we have, uh, the black represents the genealogy of our ancestors and things that we were taught by them. It doesn't matter what culture you come from. The green represents the land, or the aina that we come from, that we learn these skills from, and how they journeyed at their time to learn things. It also talks about the earth and the plants and things that help heal people. The blood is represents the red represents the blood that flows through our veins, that helps us to do what we need to do. It brings the warmth and the hot and the cold to help us to heal people, what we're doing with our hands. And then you got the yellow, or the gold, represents the good times and the golden years of what we do in our life, and the things that we learn in our journey. And we wanted to share this with the people of Southern California, because they're doing the same thing back home in Hawaii, sharing their mana'o, their pu'uvai, and their uiine, or their spirit, with all the other, and they're coming together and trying to figure out how we can help each other in our community, as well as in the islands of Hawaii.
Wow, I love it. I love it, love it, love it. It's and as in one of their emails, I believe it was from Tony, and I love this phrase that I have up on the screen. It's a festival of healers who practice, educate, and perpetuate holistic health and well-being. And you are so on point here, Brad. When talking about it, certainly comes at a perfect time when we do need this coming out of
I
the pandemic. Yeah, yeah. And it just gives me chicken skin. When you start talking about the entire person, not just your physical, but your mental, your spiritual, the three things that pull together. Good stuff, Brad. Good stuff. We have also, let me see, Lono popped in over here. Um, we love to hear from Lono. Archibald, there he is. He's saying aloha, Lono. Lono's out in Long Beach. That's our brother. He's one of our ohana. And let me see. Uh, we also have NTK. NTK Bennett is also saying hello there. She's saying Aloha Friday to all of us too as well. Very good. So thanks for giving some information, overall information. Now Kahiao is saying, will there be workshops? Ooh, good question. Or more like a festival and you visit booths. So we're going to be talking about that. So for the folks that are on we call it our panel today. Um, Please address that at an appropriate point once we talk about the different disciplines and we get about the breakdown of the festival itself. So let's keep that in mind. Are there going to be workshops, or is it a festival where you just walk through and you visit booths? So very, very good. Um, I'd like now to share a little bit of time with Tony Passion. And Tony, I was looking at um, your webpage, looking at all of the work that you do. You are amazing. You have um, uh, a proficiency in a number of skills, a number of disciplines there, Tony. And amongst the many disciplines you have is dance and interpretive dancing, and that as part of a healing and a therapy as well. So, talk about dance in particular and your involvement with this festival, please.
Yes, thank you, Kamaka. Well, um, dance, I started off with hula and Filipino dance. So those are the languages that I was using. And then from there, I went on into martial arts. And from there, practicing all of those disciplines, you tend to see how movements cross over. And then the different people that practice them. So, and we're all of different walks of life, and we all can benefit from healing at different stages of our life, no matter who we are, no matter what we do, you know. So that's how um, the the dance and flow came about, because intuition is a knowledge system as well, and so I like to, in my practice, couple the intuition, the intuitive flow with the groundedness of hula and Filipino dance and the martial arts. So we incorporate meditation, breath work, spatial awareness, kinesthetic awareness. So you know where you are, you know where people are.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. Let's look at a little clip over here. You were so loving to send me a clip, and I wish we had time for more. But let's just get a little bit of taste, and then Tony, maybe you can comment on what we just saw here.
sure.
Knowing of our true selves will set us free. hope that within the space we're able to bridge our
Wow, I'm loving it. Tell us about what we just saw there, Tony.
Yes, thank you. So this was a show I directed um, under my collective, A Stage of Our Own. And basically, we emphasize unity consciousness and the experience in the diaspora. So we are people of our cultures, of our islands, but the experience in the diaspora is where we interact with people who are of different cultures as well. So what happens when we all come together and we're all in the vibration of unity consciousness? We create together, we thread our stories together, we create a cipher, and we dance our forms and our poetry, our words, our olelo, our language. We put it all in one place and we just support each other. So that's what that one was all about.
That looked to me like a celebration. The energy was so great.
Absolutely.
It comes right out,
Yeah,
right? Little
absolutely.
side note: I see a good friend of mine, um, Lagrimas Jr., who is your percussionist over there, and
Hmm.
he is
Yeah,
amazing. He is certainly a great
talented.
ukulele player, a vibe player, and a percussionist as well. And that's Abe Lagrimas Jr. Yeah, great guy.
Talented.
So
Yeah.
dance as a talk to me, Tony, about dance as therapy, as healing.
Well, dance is therapy and is healing. From a cultural perspective, if we really grasp the concept that our dances have been around for much longer than we have been in our lifetimes, if we really understand that these movements are hundreds, thousands of years old, there's a lot of resilience in that when we do them. You know, when we fully put ourselves in every moment and embody that, that alone is already healing and really understanding what that means, because that already changes our senses. And then if we incorporate teachings of what does this space have to teach me, so there's an indigenous worldview in there as well in our process, um, to where there's a, you know, we're grounded. We're grounded in the teachings of our ancestors and in our worldviews. So for me, healing is in the remembering and the coming out of the ego space, but actually in the cellular memory and doing the movements of our ancestors. And what that brings out also is the discipline. It will bring out our cravings and what we want to eat and what we don't want to eat. Hence, you know,
Yeah,
cultivating more of our gut knowledge and our gut knowledge system. It's not going to be as cloudy if we want that to be clear. Meditation becomes a part of our practice as well. So it's not only the technical, and that's why we emphasize the indigenous worldview in the process, is because we are absolutely addressing the mind, body, and spirit.
beautiful. So that will also be a part of the festival as one facet that
Yeah.
folks going to the festival can enjoy, participate in, learn from, and take away those vibes and that education and that awareness and that mana'o as well.
Yes.
Wow. Wow, wow,
Thank
wow. I'm excited. I'm excited. Uh,
Oh, as far as workshops, we will be having workshops, and there will also be booths. So there's going to be something for everybody there.
excellent. Excellent.
Uh-huh.
And so to Kahi'au's question, um, it is not only just where a viewing where you can go and just look at stuff, but it seems to me it's also an experiencing of some of the discipline being involved in those things too. So that's strong. That's powerful. Ah. So Kilani is in Texas there, and she's on her way to Southern California. Um, and so Kilani, aside from uh, teaching Lomi, Lomi is one of your proficiencies, pain management, as well as stretching. Let's take a look at a little clip over here, just a short one of Kilani, and then uh, talk to us about what we just saw and what you do and what you will bring to the festival. Okay?
Of Lomi is always going to be different. It's always kind of like, for me, I see the Lomi that like I do for different clients is uniquely for them. Like that was their personal Lomi. Mm-hmm. Right? their loamy sequence. You know what I'm saying? Because we all have different problems. And sometimes I start from the head down. And that's rare, but it just really depends on how the client's energy, spirit, physical, how they're responding to the work.
Very nice. So talk to us what we just saw and some of your comments that you made and about how you work with your clients in Texas and even here in Southern California when you come to visit back home. Oh, I think we have you on mute there, my dear. We lost you. Yeah. Not yet. Oh, she dropped off. Okay. And that's we'll come back. We'll come back to Kilani. I know there's having some power issues with the internet and stuff. So she'll be back on. I know Kilani. She's a fighter. She's gonna fight her way back on as well. So we'll come back to the Lomi and let me see. We had a question over here. Oh, I think Kilani is back. Let's see.
Let me see.
Where is she?
Can you hear me?
There
You
you
can hear
are.
me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. So, my background and my actually foundation is martial arts. So that's where I started from. My dad, Bradford Namahoy in the middle. He's my instructor, coach, and mentor. So, overall, my dad started off with showing us how to defend, how to hurt the body. And now I'm in that stage where learning how to heal the body. So with the knowledge that I've picked up with martial arts and releasing energy, so we do breathing techniques. So that falls under stretching and what I provide for my clients. And in terms of feeling that physical pain, we also have that emotional pain. We also have trauma. We hold on to a lot of stress, and overall, that does end up holding that into our bodies. So we're holding that internally, and that causes a lot of stress. So from there, I'm also saying that I'm an energy worker and I'm very intuitive. So I tap in with my spirit and with client spirit, and we kind of get down to that root cause of why, what's the deeper cause of this pain. Then it's just physical. It's that emotional. Like I said, there may be some trauma. So there's a lot of emotional release that I do with my clients in their sessions.
Wow. So each session you have with your clients, say if you get a new client, you just don't go right into Lomi. You spend some time.
Right. First, there is a consultation. So, we're kind of breaking down of, you have pain in your shoulders, in your neck, hip, lower back, wherever. You get client on the table. And then from there, that's when the magic starts happening. I pick up on certain energies or, hey, maybe this side of the hip isn't as painful as you thought because you're holding more onto your emotional stress on this side of the hip, whereas on this hip, you're feeling more of the physical pain. So we're definitely, my purpose is to realign you mentally, physically, and spiritually with your higher self. So, and I just try to educate the client in terms of breathing techniques, stretching, being aware of their posture, their everyday to day life. And as a therapist, we can only do so much. So as a client, they need to listen and do their homework as well. And it's very rewarding as a therapist seeing the client's progress. And of course, hearing the client's progress, with even just their physical abilities, but also with them learning how to release a lot of their stress or emotional stress as well.
We were talking about the doctors these days seem to know how to treat only one thing or treat with one thing, and that's by prescribing
Prescribing,
a
yes.
drug, right?
Yes.
They are very good at putting band-aids on stuff, right?
Right.
If you got pain, well, let me give you an anti-inflammatory drug to take care of the pain, and take these twice a day. And if you need a refill, we'll give you more. And of course, the pharmaceutical companies are very happy with that with that relationship with the doctors, right?
Oh yes.
And so what I'm hearing from you is, and if all of us here as understanding that, is it's important to treat, as Brad, you started at the very start of our conversation, was not just treating the body, you also looking at the spiritual side. You're also looking at, a deeper sense of it, not just the kino. There's more that's involved, and that's where you're coming from with that,
Right.
Ronnie. Yeah.
Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Let me see. We have Marie Clark says you can feel the energy. Yes, indeed. Kahiao, indeed. And she asked another question, which was good. And she said, "Would the festival be a good event for the entire ohana and the keiki too?"
Oh yes.
Who would like to? Kilani, is it good for the whole family, or is it just for certain individuals?
Oh no, bring the whole family. Bring the family, bring the cousins, bring the neighbors. We want to educate we want to educate the community and the public, so bring everybody. Co-workers.
Yeah,
Yes.
excellent, excellent, good. And as we said, Brad, from the very start, right? I mean, our community, the whole community needs it, but of course, we're what's near and dear to our heart are, our communities, our Pacific Islander communities that are
Yes.
really, really, and so your group here as organizers of this festival is a very powerful statement and a position you're taking, so thank you for taking that on. It's not an easy um, thing to do. There are so many pieces to this puzzle to put it together. So appreciate that. Let's see. We had another question over here. Sandra. Hi, Sandra. Sandra says, "Can you share the website links for the event for today's panel?" Absolutely. In fact, let me just put this up here, and I was going to put it up later, but now is a good time to do it. Cassandra, you ask a great question over here. So, if you are, if you are a practitioner, if you're a vendor, if you have questions about this Lapa'au Festival, there's the email address right there, friends. There's a phone number you can call to talk directly to one of the organizers, and there is an Instagram that gives you a lot of information about the Lapa'au Festival. Um, any on the panel want to address what they can find if I go on Instagram? What am I going to find? Tony, what am I going to find if I go to the Instagram Lapa'au Festival? What is there?
On the Instagram, there's going to be performer and vendor application and submission forms. This is all going to be up this week. So yeah, right now we are putting all our information on the Instagram. So just go on that. All the information will be there.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. Here's Brother Marty Burns, right here in Southern California, and dropping right on in. He's saying, "Aloha, everyone. Aloha, Marty. Thanks for dropping in." And here is, all the way from Honolulu, Melvin Lead. Aloha, Melvin. We love you. Enjoy so much your Sunday concerts. Oh, my goodness. Here in California, it's at 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoons. Melvin Lead has a beautiful session, sings so many songs, tells so many stories. And please go to Melvin Lead's Facebook page on Sunday afternoon, those of you here in California. Aloha to you, Kilani, and your talented guests. Nice to see them promoting and perpetuating our local music and talent. And all of that, all of this are your talents and your skills and your mana'o you're sharing to our community. And that is a beautiful thing to do. And let me see. And Sandra says, mahalo for that information too. Great, great stuff. Sultry is here. And I have to tell you, Sultry, I was looking at some of the YouTube links that you sent me. And you've got a beautiful voice. My goodness, you and you were singing in Tagalog,
Yes.
and you're actually, excuse me, you spent a number of years in the Marshall Islands growing up before you came to here.
Morning.
I'm sorry?
Ingay. I said Mon Meni Nim Ingay. Just saying Yakwe to my Marshallese family who may be tuning in. Yakwe is how we say hello. It's also how we say love, and you are a rainbow. So Yakwe.
Yakwe. So was that Koror? Was that Ibai? Where were you in Marshall Islands?
I was in Medjoro, the capital city.
Okay.
4 square miles of beauty and,
Yeah,
and love. Yeah.
I had some friends on Ibai and on Koror, and they really really loved being there. They love that place. So Soul Tree, you have a discipline in herbal medicine in Lomi as well. You are a Haumana with Lomi, and you are also, we talked about sound healing, and I'm interested in that in terms of sound healing. Tell us about sound healing and how that fits into this Olapa'au Festival.
Absolutely. So I was born in the Philippines, but raised in the Marshall Islands since I was age 1. And it was in church where I really learned to sing, and of course karaoke because I'm Filipino. Uh, and so it was like in the social setting with my Filipino family. We always had the karaoke parties, and we brought all the people together. Every culture would come to our house. My grandmother would cook, and they would force me to sing on VHS. And then in church, I would sing Marshallese. And to me, the way Marshallese people sing, and I'm wearing Marshallese jewelry right now, so thank you to the aunties that made these. Um, when Marshallese people sing, we sing without fear. We sing directly to God. We sing so open, and it's a sound that a lot of Western ears don't understand. But for me, when I sing Marshallese, it is purely a direct communication to God. And so, with all the things that have been happening with climate change, with nuclear testing, with the way that even COVID has affected Marshallese people, and the the adoption drama that happens with Marshallese people having their children adopted by American citizens, there's a lot of pain that I feel personally as a Marshallese raised person, that I feel small. I feel even smaller than 4 square miles that I grew up on. And so when I sing and when I'm inspired by my teachers like Darlene Keju, whose husband, Gibb Johnson, wrote Don't Ever Whisper, and she passed away with cancer related to the nuclear testing that affected Ibai, and also made its way to Guahan. Um, I think about her. They are my inspirations for vocalizing, because as a Filipina, I was also told to like be quiet. But in my growing up and in my learning more about my culture from the perspective of the United States, of people that colonized my cultures, it really empowered me to sing even more, to sing from my po'ovai in relationship with my na'au and my mana'au. And so sound healing is not just about the instrument that represents our heartbeat, but it also is about using our breath and the vibrations within us to change ourselves and each other, and to manifest something that may not be there yet, something that is healing, something that is imaginary, but because we sing it, because we speak it, it becomes true. And so that is the sound healing that I'm trying to be part of.
Beautiful, beautiful. I have a note over here. It says, while many people are only now just discovering it, sound healing is actually a return to ancient cultural practices used in chants, singing bowls to restore health and relieve pain. It is often introduced in mind, body, and wellness festivals. Hello. Thousands of
Hello.
healers from almost every state and many countries have created websites about sound healing. And I thought we just for a second, and I came across this, and I want to get your thoughts on this here. And let me see if I can pull this up. And this is just listen to this for a moment. So this is using sound bowls there, Sultry. Talk to us about what you just heard.
Yeah, so singing bowls, each bowl has a different frequency, and each frequency affects different parts of us.
Wow.
There's different hertz that can be sent out, and it affects your heart, or it can be a vibration of love. There's also vibrations of fear, like the sixth chord. People associate the devil or darkness with the sixth chord, but you can also change your perspective on that to think of the sixth chord be reflecting change. That's why we're uncomfortable with it, and that's something that I also want to bring up. That this festival is also about understanding our shadows and our light. That this is not just about the easy, nice, positive things, but it's about really looking at our shadows and healing from that root source. This is not a band-aid solution, but if we want to go through the healing, it's going to be holistic. And sound has a way of doing that without words. And no anyone, you don't need a language, you don't even need to hear to feel the sound, because vibration is within all of us, every living being.
Wow. That is powerful stuff there, Sultry. Very powerful. Here's Marty. And Marty says, my wife attends sound therapy several times a month. So she is also, being uh, uh, treated, healed by the use of sound therapy. Melvin says, the Pino family in Majuro are very dear friends of mine. I performed there years ago. Beautiful island, beautiful people. Yakwi to you too. So Melvin is very familiar with the Marshall Islands. She was there.
That's our family friends. I know the Pinos.
Oh
Not the
no!
Pinos, but our family friend, yeah.
Ah. And Kahiao says the VA, so the Veterans Administration, is also using singing bowls in meditation with veterans with trauma or PTSD. Oh my goodness.
Beautiful.
Isn't that amazing? Right? Folks are now
Yep.
just waking up to. I was looking about the Australian, what is it called? The diridigiri? Dir-
And
Diridigiri?
Aboriginal.
It's this long diridigiri.
Oh, yeah.
Didgeridoo.
Oh, the didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo. Didgeridoo.
Yeah.
I do have one. I do
Yeah,
have one in the house.
and it says that it may very likely be the oldest um,
Mm.
sound or wind instrument. They said they found it, they dated it, and I just saw it. It said 40,000 years ago on a cave. They saw some etchings of this instrument, and it emits a sound, and they were using it for a number of not just communication but also for healing and for calming and for that stuff. So, um, how amazing is that this festival, this Lapa'au Festival, which is a festival of healers, practice, educate, perpetuate holistic health and well-being. And thank you so much, you guys, for being part of this organization that's going to present this coming up in October. Let me see. I have a couple more comments, and we love the comments. Please keep them coming. Here's Melvina saying, "La'au lapa'au." Yeah, we're talking about that. Brad was always part
Yeah.
of the life, because my grandmother and aunties on Molokai were the kumus or teachers and healers as well. I still use my bowl when I meditate, and I got it from a monk in China while on a concert tour. Wow.
Wow.
I know their family because my family is from Molokai, from Ho'olehua, and so we are. I learned a lot from my family on that island. So yeah, I mean, Molokai is a very spiritual island. You can feel the energy strong over there.
You know,
John Kanikawa Kumu. John Kanikawa is from there and his family, and so we're all related to Brother John. So it's a powerful place.
yeah. Brad, you and I were talking about yesterday about my aunt, Catherine Mauna Kea,
So
Kupuna Mauna
Nanakuli.
Kea, right, from Nanakuli. And she was one of the first gatherers of La'au Lapa'au, along with Kekuni Blaisdell, back in the 80s, who were
Yeah.
gathered together and were recognized at the Bishop Museum. And she was an amazing kumu that taught so many folks. She had a number of disciplines, and among them was La'au Lapa'au. And she was a fascinating person, and so blessed. And so if my cousin Ken is on there, that's our Auntie Caddy, right? Our Auntie Catherine Mauna Kea, La'au Lapa'au. More comments coming in. We love it. We love it, love it, love it. Auntie Hetty says, sounds fascinating. No pun intended. Dr. Ken, we have to go, no? So just let me share a little bit behind the scenes there that Ken Ing, every Sunday on Facebook, he does a Zoom yoga class. And Auntie Hetty is 80 years young, and she every week joins a number of our citizens. I won't call them senior citizens, our kupuna, who join Ken Ing for the yoga. And absolutely, I think this is something that we definitely want to take a note of. Okay, and so one more comment that we have over here. Let me see. Marty Burns says, I came in a little late. Don't know if this has been covered. Is there a natural healing for severe joint pain, knees, and back? Is there a natural healing for severe joint pain, knees, and back? Who'd like to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, there is. There, well, physically, like Kilani was talking about, or what was Sultry talking about, and Tony was talking about. These modalities can do their job, but like a lot of people, they're not open minded. You have to be open minded to what we're presenting to you, so the spirit can work with each other, and when the uni ini works with each other, it helps. It helps us. So so we're among the spiritual as well as the physical, and that's why a lot of martial artists understand the things that we're doing, because what we're doing is basically, it all came from the martial art. So we do the physical part to get our bodies ready for our journey, and then we do the meditation, the breathing, and then the next step is the healing, and then the next step is the spiritual, the enlightenment, however you want to call it. But that's what it is. It's 4 steps. It's only physical, mental, healing, and spiritual.
Very good. Very good. Kahiao says, is the venue where the festival will it be accessible for our kupuna who are not ambulatory?
Yes, it will be.
Good. Okay. That's good. So our kupuna can come and it'll be accessible to them, so they too can come in and experience, enjoy, learn, and maybe share some of their mana'o as well. You'd be surprised what we can continue
That's
to
what
learn.
we're looking forward to.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to Vala'au, Koka. So, it comes together as like our ancestors did a long time ago. That's how they did. That's how they learned. And that's how they passed the mana'o to each other.
Yeah. Let me see. Melvin says, I don't know why I have a difficult time with dirigidu. Dirigidu. It says, Melvin says, I have one. I was told that women are taboo to use it by an Aborigine who later sold it to me. so, you know what, Melvin? I think you're going to have Mike blow the dirigidu. Oh my!
But we love her. We love her, no matter how she calls it. The didgeridoo.
Yes,
it's great.
Very good.
I did live in I lived in Western Australia, and I lived in an area called Port Hedland, up there where a lot of Aboriginals are from, and I actually lived with the Aboriginals in their village for like nine months. So I learned a lot from their elders and from what they do. And they would take me hunting as well as teaching me some stuff. So I spent like 9 months with them, living among them, and it's magical just being around them and feeling of their energy.
Yeah. The Ken Ing says, Marty, for the knee, look at liver, kidney, spleen imbalance. For lateral knee, look at gallbladder and bladder imbalance. And there's an excellent point where the pain and the various different areas in which we're experiencing discomfort is not just necessarily right there, that point. I'm having, over here, real sore. So I got to put ice pack over here because this is what's sore. When in reality, it may be something further up, might be neck, might be a little bit later on where it is. And I worked with my cousin Ken. I had some issues with my hand over here. I thought it was almost arthritis. He goes, you can massage that, but try follow the line right up over here. Try poking. I go, itai. I go, he goes, that's it, brother. Poke your finger in there when you're watching TV, no matter how sore, and I go, okay. So now I'm poking in there. I'm going, oh, in a day or two, I'm going, hey, so I'm. But if I went to the doctor, they would have said, well, we're going to give you some endomycin, some colchicine, some whatever, right, for the inflammation on your thumb, right? So we're all on that same wavelength over here.
Right. So, it is. The body is all connected. We're all connected. It's like a big spider web inside there. So no matter what pot you work on, it's all going to connect and it's all going to help the healing process of what you're doing.
Mm-hmm. Marty Burns says, Brad, were you referring to Kumudan Pelikai on Molokai? Do you know Don Pelikai?
I know of the family last name.
Okay. All right. Very good. Auntie Hetty is always, Auntie Hetty, I love it because she is a retired librarian. And so I knew that she was going to come up with it, and I was just waiting. Didgeridoo, other names. Didgeridoo. Is it Yakidai? It's Manapua. It's Mako. She says, see, Google it. You don't call it Manapua. It's Mandapul. Auntie Eddie going to throw slipper at me.
Now I want a manapua.
Yeah.
Right now. You got me hungry.
Everybody hungry already.
And I have to watch out because Auntie Hetty flight a slipper. When she comes on, she goes, come on, I'm going to hit you with my slipper. So love Auntie Hetty and Uncle Larry. They're a wonderful part of our ohana here. Love them so much here. Marty says he's had 3 knee surgeries on the knee, bone on bone with a lot of arthritis and anything else that can help. You might want to have a conversation with some of these practitioners here, as well as our Ken Ing, to give maybe some things that might help a little bit with arthritis. I know for myself, having gout for a number of years, which is gouty arthritis, instead of taking all those anti-inflammatory drugs that I've been prescribed by, I'm not going to tell you which hospital, Kaiser, that would prescribe all the colchicine and all of that, right? Finally, it messed up my kidneys because long-term use of those messes up your kidneys and your liver, right? So almost 5 years ago, Ken and I were talking. I changed my whole intake. I've become pretty much a vegetarian. No more red meat, no more pork, no alcohol, no inu. All of that. When I changed my diet, at my advanced age, 70 plus is where I'm at right now. I'm walking around being sassy without a cane and without pain because I changed my intake, my food. That made a big difference. Yeah. And something the doctors don't tell you. They don't say, why don't you stop drinking your gin tonics, Mr. Brown? They say,
I remember that conversation we had at the pier.
Right?
Yep, we had this conversation. I remember it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
To my question,
there's a lot of different ways to think about illness, especially if you've had different treatments before. There's the scientific, there's the medical, there's the physical, but there's also the ancestral, and different spiritual practices. Like the root chakra is the area that he's talking about, and the knee is a minor chakra. So there's different ancestral things. There might be some emotional things related to Marty's particular situation. So it really is similar to what Kelani said, case by case, that we are addressing these issues holistically with herbs, with conversation, and it is a journey to go through. That is not a simple fix like our medical system likes to say.
Yeah. Here's Marty.
Oh,
I better go to the festival and find help. There you go, Marty. There you go.
Oh,
Because you're gonna have all the different disciplines that are gonna be there, right? Beautiful. Yeah. And Auntie Kay Bennett is saying, such an interesting show. I can't wait to experience this event. So good, building up the anticipation and excitement as well, you guys. Good job, you guys. Good job. Kai Au says, question for Kilani. Lomi for lupus inflammation? Question? What are your thoughts about lupus, Kilani and Lomi?
Oh, I haven't had a client that had lupus before, so
Okay, all right. Anyone else have an experience with lupus here? No? All right.
but come to the festival. Come to
She's
the
shy.
festival and we can
That's it. Come to the
figure it
festival.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. Auntie Hetty says, I can't wait. This is awesome. Yes. Yes.
Cool.
Real. And as we talked about here, and I think we're accomplishing what we set out to do here from the responses, where folks are seeing what's in it for me, how can I benefit from it. I have a loved one that has lupus. I have someone that has arthritis. I'm having knee issues. I have, and so what I'm hearing is this could be something that could be helpful to me, to my kupuna, to a loved one, my son, daughter, auntie, uncle, whatever's. And this is where the wellspring of all that mana'o and all of the disciplines are going to be. So once again, this festival of healers, practitioners, they're going to be there to educate, perpetuate holistic health and well-being. There you have, and we've had it up for a few minutes now, where you can correspond to the organizers, and these are 4 of the organizers. There are a couple more that are not with us here. However, there you have the email address, there you have the phone number, there you have the Instagram information. And as Tony said, if I'm a vendor or if I'm a practitioner and I'd like to be involved, then you can simply go to the Instagram or go ahead and call the 424 number. And practitioners, vendors, can get more information on it too. Awesome. All right.
Thank you.
More questions coming in. It's like Kahi'au says, I will be there, maybe as a vendor, and bring my ohana. Yay!
Hey, thank you. Thank you for the support.
Yes. Great. And
I would say, Kamaka, also that yes, performer submissions as well. So any artists and creatives that are aligned with the creative healing arts and that are there in their practice, we'd love to gather with you and highlight you too. So
sweet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Auntie Kay says, I'm impressed by the loving, generous souls. Ah, she's saying, you willing to share your mana'o, to share, the disciplines and to help. That's a beautiful thing. Okay, so as we come near the close of our time together, and we did an hour already. My goodness, and we just kind of scratched the tip of this mountain over here. So much more to talk about. So I'm going to put our poster up over here for it. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. So this festival is slated for October 9th. Okay.
yes.
And so all of our ohana that are on the watching this here today, put a mark on your calendar. There's going to be more information coming out on location and all of the details. It's forthcoming, but we have kind of like the inside scoops over here of these folks that are involved with planning, and it's a couple of months away, but we wanted to come on and let our community know of the wonderful work that this crew over here is doing, and thank you for allowing the Sandwich Island Social Network to be part of the information pipeline, if you will, the Coconut Wireless, to let folks know about it. And believe me, the folks that are on here, they will be talking about it, Vala'au about it, and they are all connected on our social media pages. So as the pipeline comes out, we'll be sure to let everyone know the latest scoops and what's going on as well. So, anything else we didn't talk about? Let me think. Tony, Kilani.
I did want to say that as far as for the youth, we do want to have a section for youth, for them to have their own workshops. And if folks that are specifically wanting to work with youth want to come and be part of that booth, that is something that we would like to center within the space as well, so that young people can have their own thing going on,
Yeah. Absolutely. And when we're talking about dance and we're talking about music, I mean, it's so joyous and so positive, and that's what we need. And if we can inspire our young people through music, through dance, and through whatever form of dance, that positive energy is so healing and so strong. We definitely need that. Thank you.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Anything else? I mean, I'm looking at my notes. I think we checked off.
I wanted
Yes.
I wanted to actually go back to the comment. I forgot who was the young lady who commented in regards to the lupus.
Yes.
And Lomi.
Yes.
So with lupus, we kind of want to be careful with putting too much. You don't want a deep tissue, kind Lomi. So if you're open to it, I would recommend more of like a Reiki energy work first, just to see how that would work to release the tension internally, and then possibly working your way up into Lomi. So that was just something that
Good.
came to my mind for that young
Good.
lady that had that comment.
Yeah, and I have on my notes over here, and Tony, this was an email that you had sent. I don't have it in front of me, but there is another person that is one of their disciplines, the Reiki, right?
Yes.
So she will be there as well, and that's a resource as well for that. I think
there's three of us that do Reiki. It's myself, Sin Freeman, our designer extraordinaire with the
Perfect.
amazing But Mochi everyone talks about, and also Rexy Victorio, who is an amazing masseuse.
Yeah,
Sweet.
and Sin is just right on the right side of Tony.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Kahiao says, mahalo, Kilani. Appreciate the feedback. I look forward to meeting you. Yeah. Kahiao and her daughter Sid are close to me. They're my ohana. I love the both of them. And we can offer any mana'u toward some help with those issues. That would be beautiful. That really would be. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. So what, Brad? I think we did it. How you figure, brother? Huh?
I think so.
Yeah.
And if you do, if we go out, if you can show that video of what we did on that video that Tony sent to you.
Thank you for reminding me. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. I have it queued up. Let's look at it right now. Thank you, Brad.
Okay. You bet.
Aloha. We are a group of healers who practice a blend of Filipino and Hawaiian healing practices under the direction of Master Brad Namahoe. We came together in the beginning of 2021 with a goal to refine our healing practices and learn from a respected elder the art of Lomi Lomi and La'au Lapa'au. Now, we are excited to bring to you the first Lapa'au Festival in Los Angeles, happening in October 2021. We invite healers and practitioners of all cultures to come join us. The Lapa'au Festival is dedicated to the spirit of togetherness and restoration. Our mission is to provide practical and educational resources in holistic health, natural medicine, and the creative healing arts to the people that we love and the communities that we serve. Please spread the word, and we'll see you there. Aloha.
Whew, I'm glad you reminded me, Brad. Thank you so much. That was beautifully
Thank you.
perfect, perfect, perfect.
Thank you.
So, to all of our friends that tuned in here this afternoon, mahalo, mahalo nui loa for being a part of our Aloha Friday with the Sandwich Island Social Network. And every time um, we come to the close of a session, I'm really amazed at how quickly our time goes by. And what we like to do is just take a moment to really, really thank the Sandwich Island Social Network supporters who are sustaining members of our ohana. We have June Shabuya, Uncle Larry and Auntie Hetty and Duha, TK Bennett, Jim and Reba Maraboto from the Mehe'ula Music. They have joined our Patreon platform and they do monthly donations to help us continue the work that we do. And if you'd like to be a sustaining member, we'd like to encourage you to do so. And we also want to acknowledge donations by Thyra Abraham, Suzanne and Roddy Gregory, Jean Dahlberg, and DC and Tuila Makaena for all the donations that help Sandwich Island Social Network continue to do the work that we do so we can create and sustain programming throughout the year that benefits our community like this that we've shared here today. You guys have made it possible. Big mahalo to Kilani. Thank you so much, my dear. Good to see you. Mahalo, Tony and Sultry. Thank you so much. And Brad, mahalo for the reach out. And I look forward to
No
talking to you
problem.
guys soon.
Thank you.
My pleasure, my pleasure. All right, we're going to say aloha to all of our friends over there. We're going to once again show you our the festival itself, so you can have a notation on that. And with that, we bid you a wonderful, wonderful Aloha Friday. You all have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.